It is an open secret that in many Russian regions the power distribution networks are loaded to the full capacity. It is often impossible to obtain additional power from the mains. The existing electricity sector model prohibits industrial development. Distributed on-site power generation is an obvious solution to the problem. On-site electricity generation makes it possible to enhance reliability of electricity supply on the one hand, and reduce the costs of consumed energy on the other hand. Tver's Plastic plant has power-intensive glass-making facilities, which require a continuous electricity supply. For these facilities, outages will lead to a large quantity of defective goods and, as a consequence, heavy financial losses. After a power network breakdown in 2005, which resulted in Tver's Plastic plant being without power for 8 hours, the management decided to appoint Stoit, an electrical engineering specialist company, to develop a pre-venue solution. The task to create an alternative electricity supply has been made more challenging due to the requirement that power units should be installed in containers, as well as Tverenergo's condition that the power used from the grid should be at least 200 kilowatts and no power export from the CHP to the grid.
Мы являлись именно подрядчиком, то есть той компанией, которая, собственно говоря,
Our responsibility as contractor was to design a solution to the customer's specification, design and manufacture containers, install and fit equipment into the containers, deliver to customer's site, connect, fully test and commission to satisfactory standards. A challenging project, but also a worthwhile one.
Который установлен, мы спроектировали, смонтировали, привезли на объект. Там подключили, запустили, настроили. Такая достаточно серьезная работа.
To implement this project, two 1,000 kilowatt gas-powered electric generators, FG Wilson PG1250B, were used. They have a high engine life and run on natural gas. The heat recovery system enhances combined efficiency up to 90–92%.
The
project's technological feature was that electricity was supposed to be generated in both the autonomous mode, in the event of an accident, and also in continuous prime mode parallel to the main grid. This is exactly where a high degree of ingenuity was involved, as in that period there were no ready-made solutions of that kind in Russia. Correct operation is crucial for reliability and safety of gas equipment. To facilitate this, an efficient automation system based on modern and reliable industrial controllers was built. Stoit designed a bespoke electronic system to our specific requirements. The system was different from the standard solution offered by FG Wilson. It also incorporated a remote monitoring and control element that enables operators to control the process without physically being on site.
Сидели за пультом и оттуда наблюдали уже за процессом происходящим. Месяца, наверное,
Stoit engineers stayed on site for almost 5 months, providing comprehensive training, guidance and support to our maintenance personnel on operation of the equipment. The CHP plant operation is carefully monitored by the maintenance personnel trained by certified Stoit specialists. There are quite a few parameters to be monitored, and it is the function of an operator based in a remote control room to understand the process and know what to do in different situations. In my opinion, this facility has a very well-run operator service. Back in 2006, the guys were learning how to operate the equipment. Since then, they have gained extensive experience. We maintain close and mutually beneficial cooperation. We give them technical advice, and they share their operation experience with us, which in itself is invaluable.
что само по себе бесценно просто.
After the equipment was installed, the customer was provided with a comprehensive after-sales service. Heighted Service Center provides 24/7 technical support for the FG Wilson equipment. Heighted services gensets according to the schedule specially adapted to Russian operation conditions. This approach makes it possible to evaluate the equipment condition in a timely fashion and carry out long-term operation without any unforeseen problems. In 2011, Tver's Tekloplastics on-site CHP plant was given a scheduled maintenance after 32,000 machine hours of operation. In terms of scope and complexity, it was comparable with a major overhaul. We have proceeded with the maintenance at 32,000 hours as it was recommended in the service manual for this equipment. As to the internal condition of the machinery, it was better than we expected. I think that the equipment works quite well in terms of its useful life. As any manufacturer's manual is surely written with some margin to be on the safe side, they prescribed a shorter service interval, which in my opinion is quite rational. We have started to prepare for the service in good time. Usually, large diesel and gas engines are serviced in a specially equipped workshop. In our case, it was absolutely cost inefficient to remove the engine from its container due to limited space. An original engineering solution had to be found to put the engine in the maintenance position. In other words, the 3-ton cylinder block had to be turned 180 degrees. Heighted experts, together with Tver's Tekleplastic plant design and technical departments, developed and calculated a method to turn and move the heavy and large motor parts. Outside the container, they installed a simple and reliable supporting frame. Installed pulley blocks in the maintenance hatches in the ceiling, and installed a timber structure to rest the cylinder block in the maintenance position inside the container. 32,000 hours maintenance experts from Heighted started with a full disassembly of the engine, as well as a detailed examination and defects identification. The manufacturer's schedule prescribes that some units should be mandatorily replaced, while for others, the wear should be assessed to decide whether these need to be replaced. This procedure was followed by a consistent and thorough washing, wiping and checking for wear and tear of the parts and mechanisms. It is vital to perform the disassembly procedure with utmost care, as it is important not to damage the units and parts that will be further used in this equipment. Precision and deliberation is the name of the game in this operation. This work should be done as soon as possible. On the other hand, it is absolutely unacceptable to rush things during this procedure, as every little thing should be taken into consideration, otherwise it could cause a very serious damage. Perkins, as one of the largest engine manufacturers, places special emphasis on the development of special tooling designed for service and repairs. The maintenance procedure is considerably facilitated using special service tools and devices, measuring instruments, user manuals, and reference tables specifying tolerances. The engine should be properly positioned to facilitate servicing in order to remove and then mount the camshaft. One of the work stages was a unique turning of the 3-ton engine cylinder block inside the container's operating space. It was turned 180 degrees in the horizontal plane to replace main bearings shells for the crankshaft. In fact, surgical cleanness is the essential requirement when it comes to equipment assembly. Heighted experts pay attention to the machining of surfaces and their preparation for mating. Gaps between the units result in their increased wear and tear. If dirt or debris would happen to get inside of the engine, the wear process would be rapid if not instant, and new installed parts would get out of order much sooner than the estimated 4-year period. Bolt tightening is another vital stage in the assembly process. For this purpose, special tools should be used while applying the bolt torques prescribed by the manufacturer. When all the required spare parts were replaced, the cylinder block was turned 180 degrees in the horizontal plane, bringing it to the working position. To join the units correctly, it is necessary to properly prepare the mating surfaces. For this process, all the required tools and fasteners should be at hand. Expert training, extensive experience and attention to details enable heighted engineers to foresee potential problem areas. It is exactly the approach that enables to achieve persistent positive results. For maintenance and repairs, heighted experts surely use only original spare parts made by Perkins, as well as specialized compounds and liquids.
Еще раз говорим о
Once again, we emphasize that it is crucial to be thorough, precise and follow all the required procedures. It is necessary to carry out specific preparatory operations prescribed in the service manual. It is also vital to use only the prescribed materials, lubricants, liquids, glue and other stuff.
смазки, жидкости там, и так далее, клей. Значит, их надо использовать.
A layperson can possibly disassemble the engine, but only professional, qualified engineers can reassemble it, return it to fully working order, and ensure it works for another 4-year period. Mechanical repairs and adjustments should be completed by qualified engineers. All of heighted technical specialists have university degrees in mechanical or electrical engineering. And because Heighted is the official distributor of Perkins and F.G. Wilson in Russia, its engineers are given enhanced training in the United Kingdom and then pass exams and get certified. In addition, once a year, all of the company's technical specialists take further vocational training at Heighted's own training center. This guarantees not only a high professional level for service engineers, but also an in-depth knowledge of nuances in equipment operation and maintenance.
Невозможно все технологизировать настолько, чтобы...
It is impossible to technologize everything in such a way as to make all the equipment work by itself. Much depends on professionalism and the qualities of our people.
Качества, которые есть у наших людей. Мы считаем наших сотрудников главной нашей...
Our employees are our main asset.
Компания, конечно, существенно выросла и профессионально.
At present, the company has certainly considerably enhanced its professional and technological level, and we have a very strong expert team. 5 years ago, we successfully met the challenge. Since then, we have developed even further as a company, improving our training techniques, recruiting more qualified staff, expanding our experience and knowledge in this particular field. Therefore, now we're certainly ready to do it even better. Since the on-site power plant was built, the factory was never short of electricity, despite of several accidents in the mains grid. The F.G. Wilson gensets cover about 40% of Tverstockler Plastic's required electricity. 100% of its heating power demand during 7 warm months, and up to 40% of heating power required under bitter cold conditions in winter. Launching CHP plant enables the company to reduce electricity and heating costs down to a half to 1/3. Tver Stekloplastic recovered its investment in 3 years.
Я считаю, что
Hited has proven during our cooperation to be a reliable partner, fully committed to fulfill their obligations and promises. Prevention is better than cure, therefore forward-thinking companies plan for this eventuality, thus ensuring prevention of future electricity supply problems before they occur and lead to catastrophic effects. The key success factors for similar projects are as follows: a contractor that can provide a full range of services, a competently calculated project that budgets a reasonable payback period, adhering to manufacturers' operating instructions. Hited is a reliable provider of power supply solutions.